everyone, I'm Adam, and welcome to the New Woodworker. So I'm currently making the transition from my upstairs, large and spacious barn workshop down to my small, tight, and very restricting garage workshop because there's heat down here. And in northeast Pennsylvania, it's already starting to get pretty cold. So I've got to now squeeze my tools and my workshop and my benches and, everything down into a very small space. I mean, we're basically talking about going from a full-size barn down to a one-car garage, even smaller because of the low ceilings. I mean, I'm working with 12 by 20 space now, and I've got to figure out exactly what the priority is to have down here. But I wanted to make sure that the first thing that I got set up was dust collection. Because up in the barn, I didn't have dust collection. I just had a bunch of shop vacs hooked up to my tools, and that didn't really work out so well. I was definitely breathing in a lot of bad stuff. Now, as the title of the channel states, I'm a new woodworker. So my experience and my equipment is pretty limited, but this is something I've been wanting to do for most of my life. And I figured, what better piece of equipment to start working my shop around than dust collection? So I was looking at a bunch of different wall-mounted units, and I was just going to go with a single half horsepower, 3/4 horsepower, single bag type unit. And then this big beast shows up on Craigslist. It was right down the street, and I kind of couldn't resist because it's overkill. But it can grow with me rather than limiting me right from the start. So it's the older 2 horsepower unit, but it's 220 volt single phase. That's a draw of 12 amps. But it's just over 1500 CFM capacity, which is really good, and I'm pleased with that. I mean, it really sucks, in a good way. But, so the previous owner made this roller cart to hold the canister for the big chips. And I had to wire an extra 220 into the shop just so I have the capacity for it. You always need more 220, as you can see. Yeah. So he also included the original paperwork and some extra bags, which I love. That's kind of like my favorite part about buying used, because somebody took care of it. The Long Ranger 3 remote control system is hooked up, and it's responsive. It's great. And anything beats my old dust collection systems. My trusty shop vacs. Yeah. So basically the plan is I've just got these Ys that I'm going to run along this beam here and feed a couple machines just so I have some flexible inlets. Now remember, there's 2 different kinds of 4-inch PVC. One costs $2 more than the other for a piece like this. You don't need the thick stuff. You can use the thin stuff. But I guess something that I'm learning is that a lot of people say it's pretty important to do some type of grounding either within or wrapped around the PVC to keep static electricity at bay, make sure there's no problems. I guess that's probably a good idea. Now, I'm definitely a firm believer in buy what you can that just gets you going. Buy the best thing that you can afford that helps you, that propels you into your goals and your dreams and your plans. Because a lot of times if we say, oh, well, I'm saving up for this or I'm saving up for that, we keep putting it off, right? But that being said, if you have the ability, I prefer to save up for what you know is going to be better, what you know is built well and is going to last. Because you save yourself a lot of headache with things that break all the time and that just don't work right. Plus, that way, you'll get the life expectancy out of that tool or that machine, and then you can either hand it down or sell it or just use it forever. Now, I hope that you'll join me on this new journey of mine as I leave a lot of my comfort zones behind and I become a woodworker. This is something I've been so excited to do for a very long time. Now, part of this is out of necessity for health reasons. I have a brain injury. I was hit by one of my dump trucks 4 years ago, and my capacity to manage my crews and my teams has changed greatly. So I've narrowed my companies down very small, and I'm doing what I can in that facet. And this was the perfect opportunity for me to branch out into my own and set off in following one of my biggest passions, which is building furniture. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I'm really excited about this. So this is just the beginning, and I hope that many of you watching will decide to subscribe and join this channel so that you can help me figure out how to do this the right way, or laugh with me as I figure out how to do it the wrong way. But either way, I think this is going to be a pretty exciting journey. So thanks for watching. I'm Adam, and this is The New Woodworker.